What's up, Henry? You guys ready to do some strongman shit today? I'm just warming up my joints because the last thing you want to do is embarrass yourself in front of a professional strongman, or in this case, an entire gym full of them. Blow out your shoulder on the first stone or some shit. So, I don't know. Let's go. So today we're at Lightning Fitness with professional strongman Matt Mills. He's been a professional strongman for the last 20 plus years in the 105 kilogram category, but recently he's been competing in the heavyweights. He's gonna be our subject matter expert today while I absolutely destroy myself under the log press. We might do our Hercules hold. I'll go over the history of each of them as we get there, but Matt just spent an extended period of time with Westside professional Dave Tate and the Elite FTS crew, so if you get a chance, go ahead and listen to the Elite FTS podcast with Matt Mills. And thanks for having us today, man. I super appreciate it.
Absolutely. Welcome to have you here.
You ready to fuck me up on the log press?
Absolutely. We'll go over a lot of technique. Log is very, very technical, a lot of common mistakes, and we'll cover each one.
Now, when we talk about the log press has been in the world's strongest man since 1980. Bill Kazmaier actually not only set the first world record at 157 kilograms, but over the next 8 years, he's the first person to lift that bar 5 times over that 8 years to about, I believe it was 170 kilograms. And Big Z, Zydrunas Savickas, currently holds the record, and only 2 people in history have ever matched that bar. Nobody has pushed over 220 kilos. So today we're gonna go for 235. Really simple day, nice and easy, and Matt Mills thinks I can do it, so.
I have faith in you.
That's all you need, it's just a little bit of faith. It's just a little bit of faith. All right, let's get started.
All right, so how to clean a log. Your first step is gonna be to tilt this away from you like this.
So that when it winds up over.
Exactly, you're gonna get a little more torque on it.
Okay.
Makes it a little bit easier to clean, because the clean is really everything. If you have a bad clean, it already is gonna get in your head, and you're gonna be like, oh, this is heavy, it's not gonna go. So when you snap it up real nice and clean, you're up here and you have way more confidence. So that's first. Step 1 is just deadlifting. People tend to row it up, which it'll work at lighter weights. But when it gets heavier, you're only wasting more energy. You're a lot stronger deadlift than you are rowing. So we're gonna just deadlift it up first. Stand, and now I'm gonna sit low, elbows high, real high. I'm gonna pull it in my chest.
Okay.
Take a big breath in, push your belly out. And there's your clean. So when I'm here, I don't want the elbows out, I want them in, squeezing tight, and I'm pushing this up into my chest.
Okay. So you're not resting it on your chest?
So ideally you would. I have a screwed up elbow where I can.
Okay.
So hug right here. Yeah. So you want to be here with the elbow up, you want to be upright. You don't want it like this. You can see from the side over here.
Yeah.
What happens is if I'm here and I go to press it, you're going to do, and it's not going to go. So you need to be up here, and then when I use my leg drive, you watch my hips and my knees.
Yeah.
Knees are out and I'm using my hips. I'm not doing a double knee bend like this. That's bad. That's gonna hurt your knees and you're not gonna be very strong either. So
out.
We want knees out, sit back a little bit, and drive the
So you almost feel it in your
yeah.
thighs.
So it's one of the most common mistakes is they're here and then knees do this. That's gonna give you some nice patellar tendonitis after a while. I know very well when I first started this, and no one taught me anything. That's how I did it. So you want to get the big muscles involved. You're here, sit back a little bit, not much, and then drive the knees out. And as soon as you press it, head through right away.
So a smart novice cue would be, don't shift the hips. You want to actually sit into them when you press it over.
If you don't sit back a little bit, you're just using your quads.
Right.
You're not using the bigger muscles, your glutes and hamstrings.
So
you want to use everything in one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, tilt it away like that. You're just gonna stand up with it.
And I want it closer on the grip.
You want to be centered on the hands. Because when you get up to press it, if your hands are off, you're gonna feel that. It's gonna be all over the place. Okay. So just stand up first. Now we sit down low. Low squat, yes. So you want to use your bigger back muscles here. Okay. And you're gonna row it into position. This is the important part. You don't want to let that log drop at all. You need to glue it to you right here. Big breath in, push your belly out. Now you have a shelf, then come up, good. Now you're here, elbows in more, squeeze your chest more, squeeze your lats right here, good. Up. Now, yeah, you can strict press, of course, it's light. Let's get a little leg drive in. Okay, so you're right there. After you have a lot of weight on here. Yeah, so the knees go out and you sit back a little bit. Good. Elbows up a little higher in the rack position. Think of like a front squat. That's really
I'm the worst at front squat.
That's why strongman front squat so much, because it applies to so many things we do. That was good. Yeah.
I will say, that's a really good cue on pressing outward.
Yeah.
Because I literally would have just came into
Most
it like
people do the knees forward, and it'll work for a while, but to move the maximum amount of weights, you're only gonna limit yourself to that. Yeah, cool. So I think we put 25s on there.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
All
Same
right.
technique. Let's clean it every time.
Okay.
Let's just do 3 reps. Up, glue it to your chest. Hips, good. Elbows up, head through. Good. Remember when you get up there in the clean?
Yeah.
Elbows in a little more.
Elbows.
Think of it like a pec deck, like you're squeezing in like this.
Gotcha.
The tighter your rack can be, the stronger you're going to be pressing. Good, squeeze. Good. Good, one more.
I did it. I wrote it. I wrote it.
Just arms are straight. Because bicep tears do happen on the log.
Oh yeah.
Mark Felix tore it at World's Strongest Man about 2 years ago, doing that exact same thing. He's one of the best. Arms are straight, deadlift it up.
Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Here we go.
Perfect timing. Thor, get in there. Yep. Good, tight, head through. Good. So let's do this now. Let's do a one motion. Have you ever tried a one motion before?
That's what they call it, Viper press,
Viper
right?
one
Just go
motion.
straight up.
Yeah, so you're not gonna stop on your shoulders. You have to keep it rolling and go right up with it. I love these. If you're doing a clean and press for reps in a contest and it's clean every rep, I'll one motion it like every time.
Yeah, so we have, at the one that's coming up this weekend, we have a overhead press medley. I think I'm gonna Viper press the axle.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I need it.
Yeah, you can go boom, boom, right up. Yeah, great.
All right, let's give it a
So
shot.
let me go over how to one motion. There's gonna be, the clean is very similar. We're just not gonna stop now. But people tend to do a clean to a strict press, where it needs to be boom. So when I do high reps here, my glutes are on fire because it's so much hip snap.
Oh, okay.
That's what you gotta focus on. So we're here, we deadlift it. And over time, when I deadlift it, I think I lean back. I'm not gonna deadlift it like this, because I wouldn't deadlift a barbell like this either, right? So I wanna get here. So I'm just rocking back, so my body is like a counterweight, right? The seesaw. That's a hell of a lot easier than me doing this. See that difference?
So just sit
I'm just that little difference I go with a barbell, okay? So now, this is all the same. I flip it right up like that, so it doesn't stop. So one more time in that. Here, little lean back, easy, deadlift. I sit, glue it to my chest, big breath in, belly out.
Okay.
So I'm launching it right off of here. But you see how when I'm here and it's like bang, like it's all the hits. Like I'm throwing it off my belly to finish it. Okay. But people get ahead of themselves on this and they let that lock slide sometimes. And if it slides down, then you're in trouble. It's got to stay here. I can't say it enough because it's a very common thing that happens.
Like your shoulders. I bet you blow
Well,
out.
then people try to do one of these.
Yeah.
And then you're there like shit. That was heavy.
Goodbye discs.
Yeah.
All right.
Same thing. Slightly lean back, deadlift it up. Good, low, glue in there. Fire it up. Good. Head through a little faster.
Head through, okay.
Yep. You don't want to press it forward at all. That's where you get in trouble.
Yeah.
You want to think behind you a little bit.
Okay, thread the needle, boy. Thread that needle. Here we go.
Thor, come here. You trying to help?
Come here. Handle it.
Fire it up. Yes, that was it. Good. Come on. Good. Big breath in, belly out. Launch it. Good. Cool.
Woo! I can see you losing your, if it comes back.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen, but you know, most time you're gonna lose a log in front of you.
Yeah.
I've dropped a log and missed it behind me occasionally. If that ever does happen, get the hell out of the way.
Okay.
Right? Don't try to, that's one of those, don't try to save it. It's like anything strongman, dumbbell, whatever.
Yeah.
Let it go. You don't want to injure your shoulder. Belts can get in the way when you log press. You don't want to have that belt too high up. Depends on how everyone wears belts. Some people wear it differently. So you want to have that belt a little bit lower. The reason is when if your belt's down here and you breathe out, Now that log can sit here. If that log is here and you breathe out, that will pinch the shit out of you and it'll really hurt.
Definitely did that with the stones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So when I do stones, I don't worry about it.
Yeah. Some
people do, but you got to get it down here because you'll have a nice red ring right here and it hurts like hell, especially the axle. If you do continental, oh.
Yeah, because my power belly is so powerful.
That's the thing with strongman. You gotta work on breathing out and giving yourself a gut.
On our next video, it's 1 day of strongman eating with Matt Mills, and I throw up. So it's a little heavier.
A little heavier. 30 more pounds is nothing. Good. Push your belly out. Big breath. Good. It slipped a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, a little bit.
No, it's still good with motion. But you gotta get lower in that squat
and get it
higher. Up higher and glue it there. That's where the upper back's gotta come in.
Okay.
Strongman's a lot of upper back. Pull it in real hard. Belly out. Better. Good. Yep. More hips.
More hips.
You snap the hips at like the last second.
Guys, it's all hips and nips.
All in the hips. Glue it to your chest. Snap it. So that was a clean to a strict press. So you made it harder, but you still got it. And that's what counts. That's the thing with strongman. You can press it any way you want.
Now singles, right? Now we do singles?
It don't matter how you get it over your head, as long as you get it over your head.
Who turned the lights up in here?
And you'll see some wacky stuff in this sport too. People press it. One thing they don't allow anymore actually is people used to they get up here, they put it on their head, and then go up.
I'm not gonna lie, my first PRs, that's exactly what I did.
So they don't allow that. Like that's illegal now.
Okay, this is a tip for the beginners because we talk about this in powerlifting. Once it clears like your cranium, if you focus more on locking the elbows out than overhead pressing, that's why I always find if it clears my cranium, it'll move faster.
Yeah.
Overhead, because your shoulders and your bone structure.
You want to get that right head through.
Right.
You're way stronger right here than you are. This is where people miss the lock. They miss it here because they lean back and then they're like, oh no. But as soon as you pass, you're way stronger over the top of your head. Yeah, it's like yoke or farmers. When you're moving, it's hard to, you can't take a huge breath in. So I'll either hold my breath the whole time, but that you got to train that.
Okay.
So when you clean it, that's when people black out in the lock. Because I'll clean it and I'll continue to hold my breath, but I won't wait too long.
And blacking out's bad.
Very bad.
Okay.
We've all done it. You've been in the sport a long time. You will black out on the log at some point.
It
just kind of happens.
I'm looking forward to it.
Here's another little strongman story. So at the bigger shows, Nationals, the Arnold, you get a very small warm-up time. So my last Arnold 2 years ago was, we had a 715 axle deadlift. That's heavy, right?
Yeah.
So for warm-ups, 5 minutes. We go out, 405s in the bar. I don't want to warm up with 405. Yeah. No one else wants to either, but we had no choice. So a couple reps 405 feels terrible because you're like jumping from 0 to 100 now. Then we get back in line. I get one more pull at 585. And then an hour and a half wait.
Whoa,
then
that was the warm-up.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because then every class has to go and the heavyweights go last. So an hour and a half wait, then 715 deadlift. So I'm just backstage with bands, we all are bands, whatever, just keep yourself loose as much as we can. But that's why people train like that. It's a kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, well, you'll be ready for comps if you jump warm-ups really fast, because that's how it's gonna be in competition.
Your injury rate exponentially.
But then more likely to get injured. So it's like, what do you do? You know, I always trained with more warm-ups. I'm like, I don't want to get hurt in training because, like you just said, if you skip warm-ups like that, you're more likely to get hurt.
And if you get injured in a contest on your PR, it's like, well, I can muscle through this.
Right, yeah. At least in the contest,
but
you go all out.
You don't want to show up limping like
exactly
185-pound weight class.
That's the best. So when we run shows here, or when you guys do a Steel Beach, like you have the whole gym to do what you need to warm up before your event.
Yeah.
I'll never have somebody go, all right, you're gonna wait an hour and then go with no warm-ups. That's how it is. And then when you complain, they go, well, that's strong, man. So you're gonna hear that a lot.
So for everybody in bodybuilding, whatever your sport of choice is, that you go, yo, this is a world championships. You think they have every single, I've been to the untested Olympia, the natural Olympia. He's been to the Arnold Classic, same shit. You walk backstage and you're like, all right, I guess it's really cold and there's no equipment, so it's normal. So when you get there at that level, just understand, it's the same shit, different day, man.
Yeah, the answer is always, just toughen up, you'll be fine. You're like, okay. But at least now after years, like we expect that now. So we can at least go in knowing it's going to suck. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right, 5 pound PR here.
Woo! Oh, it's heavy. Oh,
Come
shit.
on. Good clean. Good, get low. Yeah, get it where you want. Glue to your chest, big breath. Good, tight.
Did it go? I feel like if
you-
I reset that, I could do it.
So you rushed it.
Yeah.
So clean
Yeah.
it, take a second, because it was sitting like in front of you too much. And that's where it's gonna just go like
Yeah.
You need to just get it here, then you're gonna have to breathe. Don't take too long. That's why you black out.
Yeah.
Take a quick breath out, big breath in, and then bang, go for it. Okay? Because the only time I want people to go over a lift again is if it's technique. And that was technique, not strength.
Gotcha.
There we go. Come on. Good clean. Yep. Take your time here. Get your breath. Head through. Head through. Head through.
Yeah!
Yep. There it is. Fuck yeah.
Woo!
There we go.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
Little pause made all
Yeah.
the difference because I pushed it up, caught my breath for a
Yeah.
second, and then it was just grinded out without passing out. But
Yeah.
you definitely see just the white lights come in.
Yeah, you see it clouding over. Yep.
Woo!
Last time I blacked out log, it was the same thing right here. Luckily I pushed it away. I'm like, ooh, okay. Because we're outside. Sometimes when you look up, you see the sun beating down on you, and you're here. It just messes your whole equilibrium up. So it's common. Like sometimes people will train strongman. If their show's outside, they'll bring their stuff outside and look up at the sun as they press. It'll mess you up. Yeah. Got to give the fans what they want.
That's what I'm saying. All right, so
All right, cool.
log press, smoked.
Hey,
All right.
you're right there. You're good.
165 log press. Big boys.
There you go.
Except it looks like I put the thing in my mouth and wrote it like that because I have terrible handwriting, but on the board, baby. So we switched sections of the gym. Matt was nice enough to let us into the warehouse space behind the currently functional gym. This spot will open up in April. So if you guys are in the state of Connecticut looking to check out Lightning Fitness and you want to come and do any of the stuff that you're going to see in this second half of the video, you got to wait till after April. But next up is probably a strongman staple of Mark Felix, I think, currently holds the record for the amount of time holding the Hercules hold.
Gigantic hands.
I mean, they're ridiculous. They look like frying pans.
Yeah.
But in any case, normally the Hercules holds 160 kilograms per side. So, I mean, you're talking about 330 plus pounds in terms of both of them put together. And then everything that has to do with this Hercules hold comes from Greek mythology, where Hercules essentially was headed toward Euripides, and he punched through what is now the Strait of Gibraltar and broke the mountain into two. And so anybody that does the Hercules hold is basically holding the mountain on either side of the Strait of Gibraltar between Spain and Morocco. So let's pick up some mountains. What do you say?
All right, let's do it.
Is there anything in terms of the actual grip here that is against the rules?
Nothing against the rules. There's a certain way you want to grip these. You don't just want to do this. Can you see where it's just in the crease of my fingers here. This is where you don't want it. You can hang on to it this way, but you're not going to be very good at it. What you want to do, this is the same thing you want to do on farmer's walks. You want to get that deep in here. It's not going to feel good, but nothing in strongman feels good. It's going to pinch right here more, but I can dig my hands in here a lot easier. And if you're able to, if you have big enough hands, you want to take your thumb, don't just do this. Lock these fingers in.
Lock them in.
Because a lot of people do this, and that's their thumb not doing a whole lot. Clamp that down. Right there. Because what happens here is chain reaction. Usually your pinky will go, then everything else goes too. So if you can keep this locked in better and deeper in the palm like this, you're going to have much better grip here than you are here. You see the difference?
May buy you an extra second or two as it starts to roll out.
These events are won and lost by seconds, fractions of a second sometimes. So those little differences make a huge difference in the long run as far as winning or losing.
Okay.
But other than that, technique-wise on this, not a whole lot. I've seen people be very upright and do it, which personally I don't like.
Yeah, it seems like your shoulders are going to burn out, right?
But I've seen people very good at it, be up here. Majority of times, you're in a slightly wide stance, you're in a stronger base the wider you are. and with a slight lean forward right here.
Okay.
But you can kind of play around with this, you're better. A lot of strongman technique kind of varies from person to person. It's like yoke or farmers, you might be moving a slightly different way based on your body type. See if you feel better here. Most people are going to be better with that little tilt like this. Other than that, Hercules hold is probably one of the safest things you can do. Any kind of hold is very, very safe. We'll do dumbbell holds here, dumbbell holds out here. You're not getting hurt doing those things. Everything else is strongman, you get a little banged up. But very safe event, very fun event, I think, for these. Because usually holds can be kind of boring, right? You're holding the dumbbell.
This is the part in the YouTube video where at the bottom we put a disclaimer that says fun is a relative term.
Yeah.
So.
When you're holding some pillars in place, I just think it looks badass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Makes for a really good picture.
As soon as I saw you had these, I was like, oh, this is what we're
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But it's also a nice stretch.
Okay.
Through the shoulders and chest.
Oh, it's just an easy stretch, guys. Just an easy stretch.
It feels really good when you're...
Yeah, but like when you're doing your first lat pull down of the day and it's like elongating your torso. Yeah, this is easy.
You've never done this, right?
Nope, never done it
Okay,
before.
we're gonna have fun with this then. We're in here, and like I said, get a slightly wider stance because you don't want to be here, right? Because you're gonna get pulled over. So slightly wider stance, toes are out like this. You'd be stronger base. Now we're gonna do this easy into it. We're not just gonna let things drop on you, right? Because you get jerked around.
Yeah.
So you got to have the right kind of people helping. Which here's two competitive strongmen right here that are gonna be helping.
Wait. I just want to sit in between. Ready? You guys saw me against Matt Mills.
So
It's normal difference, no big deal. You know, we're about the same. Like,
Yeah,
what,
we're
5
close.
pounds heavier than me.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
and I'm a 231. At least I used to be.
This is still 45 pounds heavier than me. This is gonna be fun. Relative term.
So when we're gonna release these slowly into you, so you're gonna be ready and you're gonna have some tension.
Okay.
Before we fully release them. What people can do wrong is, like you just said, they're here with relax and they drop them.
Yeah.
That's how you get hurt.
Got it.
That's not gonna happen.
So make sure my arms are fully locked out.
Yeah,
before I
we're gonna
sit.
make sure you're right. We're gonna we usually do a 3 count, right? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we kind of.
And then we're good. Okay.
We have the person holding it counted down generally.
Okay. So you can actually give us the countdown.
Great.
Right.
The novice guy's got
Yeah.
the controls.
Let us-
Yes.
When you have your grip, just kind of like give us a 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Yeah. Because the last thing we want is you to not have your.
Well, the good part is I have a small frame, but relatively enormous hands for my frame, so
Big
that'll be
hands
helpful.
Helps a lot in strongman because there's so much grip involved.
3, 2, 1, let go.
There we go. So what you gotta do to do this event or any kind of hold is just go to your happy place.
This is my happy place. Where the fuck else am I supposed to go?
Don't think about how much this hurts or sucks. Just let your mind wander somewhere else and just squeeze.
And breathe.
This is where the YouTube montage comes of me at Burger King.
Don't forget to breathe.
Did we start yet? Man, the slightest move in either direction, it rocks you back and
Very
forth.
careful, yeah.
Oh, this burns in the fucking arms, man.
At first you're like, oh cool, I got this. And then you're like, oh, my forearms are on fire now.
We're gonna need the timer at the bottom for this
But
shit.
It is an awesome workout for your grip though. Come on, squeeze. Yep, keep breathing.
I'm sweating my ass off all of a sudden.
Yep. Stay tense. You might have made it a minute there.
Golly, man. Like my hands won't fully close. I can't squeeze them. Ugh. Woo! Not anymore. It's not. Man, I'm not gonna lie. What really started to burn on me was right here in the bicep.
Really?
My shoulders were
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
My grip started to give out, but it wasn't my fingers. It was just all the way up right to here.
I feel it about right.
Yeah. It literally just
Which way you're
spread.
leaning with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if I was like this, oh, biceps.
What's I
would
was
go.
telling? I've seen people go up right here that are very good.
Yeah.
I think all of us are right where you.
Now, for spoiler alert, I'm going to want to come and compete at Connecticut's Strongest Man coming up in March?
April 23rd.
Okay, I knew it was one or the other. Well, hey, listen, thank you guys, by the way, for helping us out, man. I super appreciate it. We'll make sure to get your guys' little Instagram tags and YouTube tags at the bottom so everybody can get their.
That's cool about strongman. I mean, it's as you know, at Steel Beach, it's a community. You need people helping you. It's maybe a one-on-one, a single sport, but like you're not doing this without the help of other people.
I feel like when you're on the platform, you feel like this. This is the competition right here. I've never been to a powerlifting meet or a strongman contest where I felt like that guy hates that other guy. Like they're competing. Like in bodybuilding, it's very different, right? I mean, you were there. They're my friends after the show's done. But on stage, it's hard not to be like, why is this motherfucker out front, man? Like, what the hell? I've never felt that way. Even when I was powerlifting and you know, competing against other people, if I saw a dude load the bar with 800, I was like, I gotta see this shit. Like it's more that than like, I hope this guy fucking misses. You know?
Everyone cheers. There's no one thinking like, oh, I hope he misses this, whatever. Even the guy you're going head to head with that might beat you overall, it's
impressive.
You're still cheering for that person. I've never seen anyone boo somebody or anything like that. If you do, you're an asshole, and you won't belong in the sport very long.
I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, I'll have to come here a couple times a week now to try and train this for April because I got to see what the actual weight limit is on them. So, for our final lift of today's video, this is something that I am sort of familiar with in terms of where it mirrors like a wheel of pain like you would see at Strongman in terms of the Arnold Classic. The difference being that this is just weighted, so normally you would do like a wheel carry. I did not anticipate doing this until I saw it, and then I was like, we're doing that shit. So the difference, I guess, between this and the one that you would see in any of the Arnold Classic events is that the wheel of pain actually has, it's unbelievable to think about. When they created it, all the wheels that actually allow it to turn are loaded with sand. So as you're pushing it, you can't gain any momentum because the weight just shifts back to the bottom of the tire. And so it's literally just pushing things through a dead stop. This is a little bit different in terms of where you're lifting it, almost like a Zercher squat, I guess, where you're leaning into it.
Be holding it.
So it's a Zercher squat essentially, which for all of you out there in terms of beginners, just be very careful because it does tend to sit right on your bicep tendon, so you don't want to put too much weight on it the wrong way. So obviously I'm going to let Matt show me how to do this the right way before I make a fool of myself and wind up in the hospital. So, take it away.
All right, so you're going to take your dominant hand and be in the outside. Normally in contests, you can go either direction. If I was left-handed, I would go this way, but my right hand is going to be stronger, so I want that on the outside. So you're first going to take your right hand and go here. There is a yellow, the one we have anyway has this mark right here. You don't want to be here.
Because you slip it?
That can come off, or that's just gonna hurt that digging into you. It's gonna hurt either way, but you don't want it to hurt as much. So dominant hand just inside like this. I'm gonna get it in the crook of my elbow, and then I'm gonna come in here with my other hand on top of it. How I'm gonna pick this up, like you just said right there, we don't want it like this. That's all bicep, and you're not making it very far, and more likely to get injured. I'm gonna bring my hips underneath me, so it's gonna rest on me here, and as I'm carrying it, you're gonna see I'm gonna lean back. So it's resting on me like this. Once you start doing this, you're in trouble. You wanna keep the hips forward and walk like this. So as I do this, I keep my head up to exaggerate that I wanna be here and not here. If you look down with heavy weight with this, you're going down, okay?
Which is almost counterintuitive because you know it's cemented in the middle, but you also wanna make sure that you're, like when you walk, you're looking forward because you want to make sure you're not tripping on anything.
Right. You got to kind of just trust that there's nothing in the way. Because, if you start looking down, you're going to start going forward and then you're done.
It's over.
Yeah. So actually, it's funny. So my second competition I ever did, we had a Conan's wheel. I didn't train it. I didn't know how to train it. I had no clue how to technique. It was 650 pounds. I still remember how much weight it was. I picked it up. I didn't know how to do it. I just got in here and he goes, 3, 2, 1, go. And I was like, okay. And I was forward like this. And I literally just did this.
And that was it, huh?
And they were like, all right, 3 inches. I was like,
no!
I was like, I don't get to try again? They're like, no. I was like, okay, fine.
Thank you.
And then actually a guy there was like, hey, this is what you want to do. You want to take your dominant hip, boom, boom, you get the hips. And I was like, oh, well, I wish I would have known that sooner.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the cool thing about strongman. People will help you when they see you don't know how to do something.
Yeah, I mean, we just met Mike and Anthony who were able to help us do the basically the fingal fingers technique to get the Hercules hold up. So
yes, fingal fingers is right there actually too. Another time we can do a video on that.
Next time.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, so when you do this, you can see. I'll do a full revolution. You can see how I'm going to do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
So dominant arm here, not too outside, right in here.
But I do notice you get right to the end, like you want that leverage.
Well, because this is going to feel heavier. The closer I am to that weight, the harder this is going to be. So you do want to be as far out as you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you put weight on here, you can feel that you're like, that's heavier than that. It's actually quite a difference. So you can carry it any way you want in here.
Okay.
But you do want to be on the outside.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Leverage.
So here, I'm gonna bring my hips into me. And here's that breathing. Very important. You're gonna hold your breath for as long as you can. You're gonna let a little air out when you have to. Get more air in when you can.
Oh, bodybuilding might have helped me out here.
Yeah.
Then. All right.
Well, being in shape helps a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, big breath.
I thought you were gonna make it the full revolution without breathing. I was like, that's impressive, man.
Yeah, you can train that. Like you do farmers, you do yoke. You generally want to hold your breath the whole time, because yoke or farmers is 50 feet. Boom. If you can hold your breath the whole time, you're going to be tighter the whole time.
All right.
That takes time to train. You want to hold your breath as long as you can, but not too long where you start to pass out.
Yeah. So how heavy is just the wheel by itself?
This is, I think 250 by itself.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too heavy.
Not too bad.
Yeah, you can obviously put weight on it.
Now, do I still want it in the crook of my? Okay.
You can't really get it any higher than that. If you do, it's going to slide down, and when it slides, it's going to screw you up anyway. So yeah. So switch your hang on, put it back down. Switch your hands. Dominant arm first.
In the front,
And
or
then
under?
your left
Oh,
side
okay.
on top of it. It'll work the way you have. You're gonna have a stronger hold that way.
Do you want to grip it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. You want to be just how you were.
Okay.
And then remember to bring the hips in. So don't be staggered stance on this one. Yeah. And lead with your hips. Yep.
Woo!
Yeah.
Man, maybe like 2/3 of the way through. And you guys saw during the Atlas stones and then in the log press too. Apparently, strongman just wants you not to be able to breathe.
Yes.
It sits so much on your lungs and diaphragms on all these lifts that it's almost like if you don't train breath, you're not going to be able to do it. Like the weight wasn't too heavy, but it certainly got heavier when you're 60% of the way through and you can't get any oxygen in.
And you do this from max. This isn't just, oh, let's do one revolution as fast as
Right.
you can. Conan's wheel, I've done it many, many times. It's always been as long as you can go.
Okay.
Like you go until you fall.
This is a Conan's wheel. I'm at a different meet. What would they normally set this for let's
So
say
as far as
lightweight?
weight for you, probably around 400 pounds.
Easy. It's
Yeah.
so easy.
So 250's on here now.
All right.
If you want to give it a go,
Yeah,
400,
let's do it, man.
Just
I
go
mean, I'm
until
here
you
to
can't
go.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
let's do it.
go.
Okay. No one's ever been an asshole or judgmental on. If you compete, even if you're terrible, like people are going to cheer for you and think, hey man, that's awesome. You put yourself out there, because a lot of people, as you know, just talk. Yeah. They're going to compete. They're going to compete. They're going to compete, and never do.
Oh yeah.
So if you go out there and put it out on the line and compete, people are going to respect you, whether you're good or not. No one's going to care, but people will help you. Like when I first started, I didn't have any of this stuff. I just jumped in the shows and I was like, oh, I'll figure it out when I'm there.
Yeah.
And people were like, hey, do it like this, try this, try this. Yeah.
If we're doing this, you throw the gauntlet. What's the normal revolution distance that you'd be like, damn, all right, that was pretty good?
There's freaks here. So it's Conan's wheel or anything maxing is kind of funny. You'll see people get like 1.5 revolutions, maybe 2, and then there's always somebody that will go for like 4+. If you get 4 revolutions, you're pretty good.
All right. I'm going to see how close to 4 I can get ready to drop this shit on the half rep. Here we go.
Like the theme of the day, the breathing is very important. So just don't completely let your air out.
Got it. But I need to I got that first revolution. I was like, whoo.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if I get anything over 2, I'm mega happy right now. I just want to say that.
Move this slow. Keep those feet moving.
Holy shit!
That's not bad at all.
I'm not gonna lie. I literally was like, I hope I'm still moving forward. Because once that breath leaves you, probably right before the second revolution, I was like, okay, I can't hear much. It's going out.
You get to a point where you know you're not making it much further, and it's just a grind. And you just gotta go until whatever gives out.
I really may have been able to make it like another half to 3/4. There's no way I would have made 4.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I felt like I'm untrained for it. It literally is going to have to be getting uncomfortable where you go, you need to take this to the point where when you put it down, you go like this.
You collapse out.
You have to, because like you said, 6 inches on the next guy,
Yeah.
he wins.
Now, what did you feel give out on this one?
Literally my breath. That was it. I felt fine. My legs feel fine. Back feels fine. And I think that that's the leverage point that I have for being shorter. I'm not going like this to keep it up. Going like this is more than enough. And I had enough leg drive from years of bodybuilding in terms of heavy squats that I was able to just keep it moving.
You gotta keep moving. This is one thing. Once you get a little tired, you're like, let me just slow for a second. Nope,
I
done.
went faster,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right
Keep
here.
moving.
I'm happy to know I don't want to try that again.
Yeah, no, you did one revolution and a max one here, so that was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
let's wait. We're gonna count the other revolution that I did unweighted, and we'll count that for a half revolution. So we'll say I did 2 3/4 revolution. But hey, seriously, man, thank you so much for letting us invade your gym and bother your members and destroy some of your equipment and destroy my hands in the process. But
more so destroying your body.
Hey, listen, that's what strongman is. Strongman is a little bit of fun mixed with a lot of disability. So rock and roll. So what's interesting enough is when I first was coming to do some strongman lifts and stuff, Steel Beach is kind of my home turf. Being able to lift at home is helpful, but you come into a place like this where, Rob Kearney, one of the top 10 strongest guys in the world, trains, and Matt Mills, professional strongman, owns it, and you come in and you're like, oh man, if I make a fool of myself, or I take up too much of the equipment, or I take up too much time from one of these guys telling me how to do something, like, they're not gonna want me here. Like, they're gonna tell you to get the fuck out. And I found the exact opposite, where you come in here and if you're willing to listen and you're willing to learn, a lot more people will actually be willing to do the opposite, where they'll be like, no, I can lift later. Like, I wanna show you how to alter your elbow so that when you come for the strongman meet, you know what you're doing. I will say that that's probably one of the most welcoming and best parts about not just being here at Lightning, but just being in strongman and powerlifting in general as opposed to bodybuilding, is that the community is a lot different. And a lot different in the sense that being here today, people who didn't know me didn't come over and go, what are you doing here? They more came over and went, well, what are you doing today so that I can help you? So, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, it's that if you saw anything that interested you or you saw something that you wanted to try, I would say just go to your local strongman gym and ask some people for some help, but just be willing to listen and be willing to learn. So coming up next is gonna be our amateur strongman meet at Steel Beach, and right after that we'll be doing some Connecticut's Strongest Man. So stay tuned. Thanks to Iron Man, thanks to NutriBio, and thanks to all you guys for sticking around. So be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below, and we'll see you next time.